We're at Impact Economy 2015, and I'm here with Jeff Clearwater and Keith Mosumane, and we're going to find out a little bit about what's happening down in Bergnek, South Africa. So, Keith, how do you see some of the work that Jeff has been doing connecting to your community?
With what Villagelab does, the system that they use in terms of creating what you call getting the information from the economical, political and social perspective of the people in the ground, that would actually help us in terms of building a systems that we can be able to use in other communities so that we can replicate the projects that we want to have in other communities. And then the other thing that I would maybe ask Jeff is, like, as a community like Bergnek, with what you are doing, so what would be the guidelines, or what would us do for us to have you in the community to come and do those systems for us so that we can be able to have this project going?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's the primary thing would be to get clear on really what you want to do. So, we can facilitate that process, but the more you know what your goals are and what you're trying to accomplish, the more we can help. Of course, it seems simplistic, but it's often overlooked, is that people don't get really, really clear on what they want to do.
Okay.
And of course, that can be held in a certain way culturally or from history that's maybe not fluid and that needs some facilitation to really bring out, and we can help with that. We could come in and we would basically be asking a lot of questions and doing a lot of listening. But you might take the mapping that we have, which is a different conception than your culture perhaps.
Yes.
But just that very difference might spark ways to really get in touch with what do you want socially and ecologically and economically, and how do they interrelate. Does that help?
Because the projects that we do, they are kind of spread into every part of your ecologically, socially, politically, and then we deal with all those issues in the community. So with your perspective on how the systems should be, or what systems we should use, I think that will also help in helping us to be able to understand, for everybody on the ground level to understand their role in terms of, like, socially, politically, and then we do have, like, those elder people that we need to be able to get the wisdom and the knowledge that they have about our communities, and that we need to be able to preserve and make sure that we have that as, like, sort of like our way of, what can I say, our way of preserving the kind of history and cultural part of our communities there. Yeah. So that will be able to help. So I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, so I think it would be a matter of really first taking back the message that we're here to help in a new way and not the old ways that were colonial white people would come in and know what you need. We don't know what you need.
Okay.
So that's obvious. I think we're starting to get past that in the movements and the work that we do and the relationships we're building. But the way that happens is for you to take back the message that the community would be driving the process, that they would have the power, absolutely, that we're just here with a kind of a vessel and a framework to help a process that might help guide them. And then it is true that people don't know what they need sometimes until they see the possibilities. And so that's where we'd go next, is showing the possibilities, but asking what really attracts them, not coming in, just coming up with a menu of possibilities, but building that menu together. Even that is a together, because the language and the context needs to be driven by the community.
Okay, I think you have summed it up for me. So all what we need is be able to preserve our culture and our history.
Absolutely.
So that's what we need.
Well, I would even not put it in terms of preserving,
Yeah.
but seeing that you have the gift for humanity in that culture. That's what the wealth that you bring to the table. So the old model is that those with money and expertise come into a community and bring wealth. The community brings as much or more wealth to that process because you're bringing the wisdom and culture and integrity of a long time to that process. And you're also bringing this incredible laboratory for the rest of us to determine what is sustainability, what is regenerative practices. This is the real place on the ground with real culture and real community. That's what we get out of it. So it's a two-way street. It's a multi-stakeholder street where you bring in the wealth from multiple directions.
Thank you.
Thank you both.